I'm being held captive upstairs at Merge, and others will come after me. I don't think I'll make it out of here alive, but I wanted to speak as I've been told to speak using the script before me. My name is John. I am the singer from the Mountain Goats. I am the proud owner of 3 rings, soon to be 4 when I pick one out from my ring finger. This one, as many have been wondering, is Ruby Fuchsite, bought yesterday in New Orleans, Louisiana. This is Halloween, the German power metal band, who I'll be talking about at length later. And this is Turquoise from Santa Fe. But my first mission today is to talk to you about this. Bleed Out, the new album by the Mountain Goats, which might or might not in Italian be called Sanguinare. If you order directly from Merge or from the Mountain Goats, then you can get this beautiful postcard and you can write to whoever. I got a free postcard. And they have posters. Oh, I'm so stoked. That look like this. As you can see, there are 4 individuals bleeding out underneath a tarp, and a couple of detectives investigating the situation to find out how did they meet their untimely end. These newly minted millionaires shot down in their prime. So yeah, so that poster you can get, and you should get it and then frame it and then hang it on your front door. Right, that's the place to put it. Is a front door so people know where you stand. So anyway, there's t-shirts. They asked me to wear one, but I'm pretty strict about almost never wearing my own band's t-shirt. This is a very old school thing. The only way it's acceptable is if all members of the band do it on stage. Then it's hilarious. But this here, oh man, that's so cool. Yeah. It's got all the song titles in Italian. If it was Latin, I could say it in Latin. That precedes Italian. That's what I mainly came here to talk about, is the relationship between Old Latin and Italian. It's a little more complicated than you might think. Let's get into the wax. John, what do you mean? High velocity vinyl spatter variant. What are you talking about? Well, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I don't actually know because I haven't actually looked at it yet. It's a sort of, it's really, yeah, I can see it clearly when I hold it up closer. But yeah, there's a spatter going on there, but it's mainly red, as are we all. Let's see what the other one looks like. One thing with spatter vinyl is because of the process, all of them are different, like in a genuine way. I know this from buying vinyl for many years, that no 2 spatter variants are alike, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this one has much more crazing, I think it's called. You can see a little, try not to mess it up, a little thing there. Yeah, super hip. There's things written in the runout grooves for those of you who are as hardcore as me, but I'm not going to read them because that would be posing, right? So there's that. Here's the CD, which honestly, I mean, I listen to more CDs than wax these days. I know people are like, well, most people don't listen to physical media at all. I get it. For those of us who do, the CD is actually quite hip. It has a city scene and an essay describing the making of the album on the inside, and I'm super fond of just how the artwork looks in the middle of that. You can't actually scratch stuff in the runout groove of a CD. That'd be a foul. 2 minutes in the penalty box for that. But so it's that, and we say, what about the lyrics and stuff? Yes, right here. There may come a day someday when we all look back and laugh, but there's lots of noise in the break room, nasty points on the graph, and they're breaking into the broadcast now. Special update from Action News. Some of what you'll hear in the footage that follows may not reflect our station's views. We may run out of bullets. We're never going to run out of hostages. That was Hostages by the Mountain Goats here on KMRG. No, it'd be WMRG in the South Mississippi, I guess. Sorry, my bad. Let's get into the next vinyl. Whoa, no. How dare I? How dare I? This is the tape. The tape is gorgeous. The tape, I guess the Emerge has been crushing it with the tapes lately. It's got your solid, not transparent yellow. Yellow happens to be a favorite color of mine right now. I need to get a yellow gems. Maybe my pinky ring should be something yellow. What are they doing yellow for? I don't like precious stones. I like rocks. Figure out something yellow there. I know there's like, and I prefer. Matt, if you have ideas, let me know what I can get for a solid yellow one. Well, I have one. I have a big yellow one, but it's got like arsenic in it. I forget the name of the stone, but if you have it, you're advised not to handle it too much or to hand it to your children. I'm getting distracted from my mission here. This is the cassette of Bleed Out. I'm gonna try and open it, although as we all know, of all the formats to open, shrink-wrapped cassettes probably are the hardest to open after high-res MP3s, which are impossible to open because they don't have a physical existence. Or some of them open automatically as they download. I'm sure I'm breaking some news to all of you. There it is, if you can see. It has all the same information, and I'm sure it has the lyrics. It's utterly unreadably small. That's actually, I can read it. Even without my glasses, I can read it. Lyrics do get a little tiny. Super cool. That the credits, I love that actually. The credits on the overlay, right? Just a little note on the overlay there is pretty cult. I'm super into it. Yeah, if you can see, that's cool. That is the tape. Available again, mountain-goats.com, because somebody else had mountaingoats.com when it came time to reserve the domain. You're saying to yourself, John, I buy tapes. I don't just want to see the case. I know. Give me a minute. Here it is. It's red. It's beautiful red with yellow for bleed out, right? So we're being thematically consistent here. It's important to us to be thematically consistent on this record, which is actually relentlessly consistent. It's largely, like I say, it's a very violent record, pursuing themes of revenge and death. However, because it's the Mountain Goats, it's still pretty upbeat about the whole affair. They're all up-tempo tunes except for the last one, which is mid-tempo, but this is the fastest record we made in a long time. That was sort of, after I had written 2 or 3 fast songs, I said, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? So there is a limited number of the retail colored wax, which I'm about to see for the first time. Oh, John, does it have an Obi? I'm not buying it if it doesn't have an Obi. Friend, it's got an Obi right there. Limited edition Tuscan yellow vinyl, full download included. Of course, there's a full download included. Who wouldn't include a download with their wax now? I'm sure there's some posers out there being that way. You got to stop your posing ways, posers. You get download with the vinyl. Those are the rules. So, and if you don't want the download, you can give it to a friend, and that's cool too. Though I'm sure there's some legalese on some of them that say it's only for the person who bought the vinyl. You know, no one's going to write you out for that. So, bleed out. Oh, I'm excited. Yellow is such a beautiful color. Yes. Look at the retail. Look at the retail. Look at the I'm so stoked. Thank you guys. I'm speaking to the Verge people here. I love that so much. It's so cool. Wait to hear Extraction Point. That's my favorite one on the record. The one I got kind of in trouble for at rehearsal the other day because it's got a lot of chords and I didn't really know what order to play them all in. Kind of little reminder that one of my other jobs, besides having the best hair in the entirety of indie rock with no near competition, one of my other jobs would be to learn my own songs. So okay, so that's the yellow wax. Let's look at the. Oh, you should probably want to see the gatefold. Let's see here. Get the Obi off. Take about 10 minutes to speak among yourselves. Maybe you can talk about. You could talk about politics. It's really important. On the other hand, it's important to give yourself a break. You have to do that. You can't be engaging it constantly. You have no passion left at the end of the day. Yes, there it is. There's the big gatefold, as they call it, right? And it has lyrics that I wrote. I didn't used to put lyrics. I was had a very firm aesthetic, like that people should be hearing the lyrics and receiving them. It was very college kid stuff, right? I was like, oh no, I don't want them written down because then people will follow along. Pulp did the same thing on the record. It says, please do not read the lyrics whilst listening to the recordings. Very fun. God bless them for doing that. But eventually I'm like, well, no, these records go all over the world and some people would like to read them. But what's it going to kill me to put them there? If somebody wants to have the same sort of aesthetic experience that I like, they know how to do it. And if they don't, who am I to dictate how people listen to my stuff? Nobody, absolutely nobody. Just a person being held captive on the second floor of a record building in Durham, North Carolina with no hope of being saved. Anyway, the credits look so cool. Produced by Alicia. Starring me, Matt Douglas, Peter Hughes, and John Worster. All songs written between December 2020 and January 2021. That's true. This is probably the most old school Mountain Goats record since we went to the studios. I wrote it very, very quickly. I was just feeling the hand of God or fate or whoever on me to just do it. And so I was writing every night after the kids would go to bed. And I was writing later than I had written, which to me is super interesting because the very early tapes, Taboo 6, Pound Chronicles, Hot Garden Stomp, Not Yam, Not Transmission to Horus, those were all written after I moved. But those first 3 were all written when I lived in a room in Norwalk. And I don't remember what shift I was working, but I lived on the grounds of the hospital where I worked. So I would then I would come home and write songs, right? And some of those songs would have been written after midnight or after later than that. And I never do that anymore. My But a lot of these were done after the kids had gone to bed, up late. I don't stay up late unless I'm out touring, generally speaking. But I was staying up late watching action movies and writing these songs. All of them have an action theme. The one, if you're looking for one to go, hey, does that one not fit? Incandescent Ruins is more of the sci-fi action genre you got in the late 70s, like Westworld or Logan's Run. Are these technically action movies? No. Is it legal in the United States and territories to give me a hard time about that? No, it's not. It's not legal. And there's a lot of people who broke a lot of laws in this record, and there they are on the cover of the record, blood rising up through the tarps that cover them, making their family sad. I think that's about enough out of me. Please, I gotta tell you, this is Peter Hughes' favorite Mountain Goats album ever. Like literally ever. He was when I didn't send him the songs as I was writing it. I waited till I had a whole bunch. I said, hey guys, I've been busy. Here, check it out. And Peter was like, dude, these are good songs. I was at that point too focused on like, well, are we gonna get time to rehearse, and all that stuff. He said, oh, dude, these are good. And then when it was mixed, I was like, I think you're right. I think this is one of the best records we've ever done. But yeah, every artist when they put out a new record, usually feels very close to it. It feels like it goes someplace they hadn't gone before. You wouldn't bother to make them otherwise. But the energy on this one is extraordinarily high. It was something I did on purpose that we haven't tried to do in a long time. As a lot of we really treasure a smoky sort of jazz rock groove a lot of the time now. This record does not have that. If that's what you like, I love it too. But we didn't go there for this one because we had been locked up for over a year, and it was the first time we had gotten to play new music together since making Dark in Here. So we turned it up loud and we played fast and we jumped up and down. Wage wars, get rich, die handsome. My name is John Darnielle. We're the Mountain Goats. I will see you on tour.